Hello, sixth grade. Today is Tuesday, October 27th, I think. Yes, it is. And it is Crazy Hair Day, which is why I look stranger than usual. Today in class, we started out, well, it was different for both classrooms, but in general, just make sure that you know that your assignments are to read your leveled reader. Those are found on the HMH website. And if you click if you click over here under assignments, that will open up your assignment page and you should have a new leveled reader. You should be done reading those and have produced some kind of project by Wednesday of next week. So I believe that's the 4th. So read your leveled readers for reading and read them out loud, read them lots of times, read them to moms and dads. If you don't know the words, please look them up on dictionary.com. If you don't know how to say them, ask the HMH guy to read it out loud to you by clicking play audio on it. But then you also need to read it to yourself without having the audio on. And yes, the projects are due on the 4th. Make the projects simple and fun. They should be an enjoyable way for you to show something that you learned from the text. It should not add stress to your life. So the goal is to do something you like to do for that. Excellent job, by the way. Ian and Holly, both of you did such an awesome job on that. And Ian, I still haven't shared yours with the whole group, but I am planning to. And Holly, if you would like me to share yours as well, I will do that probably tomorrow. So send me an email tonight saying, yes, I want you to, or no, I don't want you to, because I don't remember you telling me yes or no already. Okay, so that being said, the other thing you should do for homework tonight is to study your spelling on Spelling City. Yesterday I assigned cursive writing, so you should have turned that in to me today. It's due on Friday, but if you want to stay up on the daily tasks, do it the day it is assigned so that you don't fall behind later. And obviously keep studying on Spelling City every night to help you get those words and those word patterns stuck in your brain. And so you have a leveled reader to read, you need to study spelling, and then waggle for 10 minutes. So at the end of the week, however many minutes I assigned is how many I should see when I check out your waggle minutes. And last week I didn't have very many people doing that for the correct amount of time. It is a grade that is going in the grade book, so you're going to want to make sure you do it. And that's it for the actual assignment, except for what we did in class, which we went through the text of, it's called Upside Down and Backward. Oh yeah, I've got it right here in front of me. And basically, I went through the entire text and kind of reminded people what happened in the text. So I will try to do that quickly for you. And then your classmates were all given an assigned character and an assigned short piece to read. And I'm going to give you three, I believe Caden is on here too right now. So why don't we just say you all are going to do scene 2. And in scene 2 we have Puck, Demetrius, and Helena. And it just lasts for this page. And then over here, scene 2 is just this column. So I would like you to pick one of those characters and have your people at home be the other characters, or you'll just have to pretend like somebody else is reading them. But I want you to actually act out if you were Demetrius or Puck or Helena, and pretend like you are performing that for a group. That's what we are doing tomorrow in class. We practiced it today in class. If you want to record yourself and send it to me, please do. I would love to watch it. If you just want to say you did it, you can also do that. You don't have to record it. You can get siblings to help you and read the other parts as well. All right, so scene 1, basically, I'm just going to go through the text here. It's going to take me about 5 or 10 minutes. So this is a summary or a quick review of the whole text. In scene 1, we meet Puck. He's the narrator, and he kind of tells us a little bit about himself and a little bit about what's going to happen in the story. We know he's a little bit mischievous, and he's kind of forgetful, and he doesn't worry too much about anything. He tells us that this is a retelling of Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, and when the action starts happening, we have Lysander and Hermia, who are both in love, and they're talking about running away and eloping. They want to run off and get married together because they don't feel like they can be together here where they are. And so they're talking back and forth about their plan, and they decide to meet in the woods that night and then run off together. And as they're making this plan, Hermia's best friend, Helena, shows up, and she learns about their plan, and they tell her, well, don't tell anybody because it's a secret. And then at the end of scene 1, Helena is talking to herself about how, well, she's mad at Hermia because Hermia gets all the boys. She got Lysander and this other guy named Demetrius, whom Helena likes. So Helena is going to tell Demetrius that Hermia and Lysander are running away, hoping that Demetrius will give up his love for Hermia and love her, Helena. So that's the end of scene 1. In scene 2, we have Puck again opens the scene, and he talks about how he's supposed to put some love potion on somebody to help Demetrius and Helena become a couple. And so what starts out at the beginning of this scene is we see Demetrius and Helena talking to each other, and we learn about their relationship, and it's pretty much Demetrius keeps saying, I don't like you. I don't know how else to say it. Get away from me. And she's pretty much saying, wow, I just can't stop following you. You're so attractive. And he's like, how can you find me attractive? I'm not nice. I keep telling you that I will never love you. She says, it just makes me love you more. So you learn about those two characters. And then scene 3, we're back to Lysander and Hermia have met in the dark forest, and they are going to go to sleep and then wake up and take off in the morning. But Hermia's like, yeah, but we're not going to sleep together because, you know, that would be bad morals. We're not married. We should not sleep near each other. So they both kind of go off away from each other to fall asleep. And remember, Puck has decided he's going to help out Demetrius and Helena by giving him a love potion. Well, Puck shows up, and he thinks he sees Demetrius sleeping on the ground, but it's really Lysander. And anyway, he gives Lysander the love potion, and so Lysander keeps sleeping and whatever, and who should be running through the woods but Helena? She's still chasing after Demetrius. Anyway, Helena kind of trips over Lysander and wakes him up. And when Lysander opens his eyes, the first person he sees is Helena. So now Lysander is in love with Helena, not Hermia, who's sleeping off in a little bit further away from him. And Lysander professes his love to Helena, and she just says, this is some kind of joke. Quit being rude. You know, it's cruel for you to pretend like you like me. Anyway, so Helena takes off and Lysander follows her because that's his new love. Hermia wakes up yelling for Lysander to help her because she has a bad dream about a snake and she realizes he's gone. And that brings us to scene 4. And Demetrius shows up and he sees Hermia And he tells her, I love you. And she's like, what'd you do with my man, Lysander? And Demetrius is like, I didn't do anything with him. And she's like, surely you did. You're the worst person ever. And this scene continues on with their love potion is, he takes out the potion. Demetrius decides to take a nap or something, so then Puck comes over and gives him the love potion because that's who he was supposed to give it to at first. So he's going to give it to Demetrius now, hoping that Helena will show up. And then we go back to Lysander and Helena arguing back and forth. I love you. And she's like, how can you be telling me the truth? You love Hermia. And then Demetrius hears his name and he wakes up and his eyes land on Helena. And he instantly falls in love with her. So we started out with Demetrius and Lysander both in love with Hermia. And now we have both of them with love potion and they're both in love with Helena. And so now Demetrius says, oh, Helena, I love you. And she's like, are you in on this joke too? You guys stop it. And they're both just keep saying how much they love her. And Hermia shows up. She's like, Lysander, where have you been? And he's like, I fell in love and ran off to go find my love. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, I love Helena. So then Helena's like, wait, Hermia, are you in on this too? Why are you guys all playing this trick on me? I know those two men don't really love me. You're mocking me. And meanwhile, Hermia's like, wait, the love of my life doesn't love me. I'm so mad and sad. So on page 130, you end up with the visual of the girls both fighting in the background. And the men have decided to have a duel to fight for their love, Helena. And meanwhile, Puck sees all this and he's like, I'm going to have to fix it. And in scene 5 is when the two men are dueling and Puck tricks them to keep them kind of away from each other, I think. And anyway, everybody falls asleep again. All 4 characters fall asleep and Puck is finally able to right these hilarious wrongs. And he fixes the love potion, puts a special flower on Lysander's eyes. And then in scene 6, the fog disappears and Theseus and Aegeus come into the clearing. And this is where everything is resolved. And at the very end, on page 134, Puck says, there you have it. Everyone is reunited with the person they're supposed to be with. And so the gist of this story is it started out with a conflict of kind of a love triangle that kind of turned into a love rectangle. And this little sprite named Puck who's trying to help solve problems, who's actually making them worse. And the conflict is solved when Puck is able to get the love potion on the right people. So that being said, your job now is to read the passage that I asked you to and practice acting it out. And even if you just read it through a few times, practicing it, that'll be fine. And then go to the HMH assignments page, and I think it'll be your 3rd task down. It says to take a quiz over upside down and backward. So you're looking for upside down and backward quiz. That is due by the end of today. It is not meant to be anything you go back into the text to look for. You need to be on your honor and just simply take the quiz without looking back in the text. And that is it. So have a lovely day. Adios.